Welcome back to the Eric Krown Crypto channel. Wishing you a happy daily start to this Monday morning. It's a new Monday, it's a new week, and probably some new opportunities as well. Actually, we're going to be looking at some new opportunities right here, right now, as there are a few statistically backed setups that are showing their lovely or maybe very ugly head, depending upon which side of this market that you are on at this moment. Anyways, other than that, I do want to give one last shout out to the Jewel Light, which you can get for free for the first 30 days. With the link in the description below if you follow the directions there. And then also today is the last day to lock yourself into the lower price tier for the Jewel Light. So for anyone who gets it as of this moment for this last day, you'll be locked into the lower price tier. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to do anything. It's all good. You'll be grandfathered in. But after today, yes, it will change. It'll be $10 more. All right, sweet. Let's just jump right into it. And well, speak of the devil, the Jewel Light right in over here is providing a bit of a setup on CME for the downside in this case. So in the particular way that I'm looking at this setup, or at least in the way that we're going to look at the back tester, there has been a nice relationship when the Jewel Light gets between the 71 and 78 reads right here on the 4-hour time frame on CME and then turns white. That has initiated a higher probability of a downside setup, similar to the tune of about 4 to 5% on average. If I bring up the strategy tester over here, there you go. You can see that it does have about a 67% strike rate. So not super, super high, but definitely better than just, a coin flip, obviously. I mean, 67%, pretty damn good, almost 70%. So generally speaking, higher probability of some downside price action. Again, somewhere around about 45%. I always want to reiterate when we're looking at these metrics right here, this was simulated with a base position size of 300,000. And so, these net profit numbers that you're looking at as far as like the percent return, that's based off of that. That's based off of the base position size, and then also the starting equity, which I set at 400,000 for this particular one. So you can just kind of backwards engineer that for yourself if it's relevant for you. And then more importantly with this, and looking at the data, we can see that this setup fired off. It looks like actually this one technically fired off on Friday. But still active as of right now. If Bitcoin plays about 4% to the downside, we'd see a move somewhere around about 29,000 bucks on CME, which there's about $100 price premium over spot price action. If it goes all the way for about the 5% move, then we're probably looking, somewhere around about 28,700, 28,800, somewhere around there would be about right. Now, when we go and put the puzzle piece together, we can go and check in on our regular tools over here, of which, what do you know, 4-hour time frame showing some regular bearish divergence. Obviously, the 4-hour Jewel, the full Jewel right here is not just given a downside setup, it's also supported by the DMI right there as well. So, likely this does lead a little bit lower, at least in the short term. Again, with volatility coming off the ever-living lows right there. I'd have to say short term here, on Monday, maybe Tuesday, Bitcoin probably looking for a move to the downside just based off of that. 6-hour time frame, same thing as well. We see 6-hour bearish divergence come off the last couple highs, and same thing on 6-hour Jewel actually here too, although not supported by DMI yet. If it does start to get supported by DMI, that's at the point where that pullback might be extended a little bit more. 12-hour time frame also showing potential regular bearish divergence as well. So looking at all these different things, I do think that Bitcoin is a little more likely to test somewhere down around the low 29s, maybe upper 28s in the short term here. Long term, yes, I still do think, or at least it's not what I think, it's what the data and statistics show, that Bitcoin still likely has one more move to the upside on this rally. Probably at least one more move to the upside on this rally is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, now going into stochastic momentum, we can also see a few things of interest for today's daily closures. So not talking about the very, very short term, but on the daily in this case. The daily stochastic oscillator will actually turn to the downside below 30,400, which would also produce some bearish divergence right here as well, and be the first twist to the downside that we've seen since basically this month started. Anyways, my point is that if Bitcoin does close below that region, we could see an extended correction, over the next few days, maybe somewhere down around like low 28s. I still actually do remain with what I've been saying though. However, in the case that the higher term timeframes likely do have one more try to the upside here, but short term, pulls back. And then the real question is, does Bitcoin break any sort of like major region that would have implications for the higher term timeframes that would then nullify the higher term timeframe setups? Well, in this case, that would be below about 28,000 bucks on a daily closing basis. But anyways, just perusing through the different timeframes, we do see that the 12-hour timeframe also going to be positioned to the downside here. Current pivot 30,500. 6-hour timeframe also going to be showing some downside pressure as long as Bitcoin's below 31,000 bucks. 4-hour timeframe also going to be showing some downside pressure as long as Bitcoin's below basically 31 as well. And hourly is probably gonna be up if I had to guess. No, it's actually not up, but it will turn to the upside above 30,000 bucks. So very, very short-term time frames. Do they try for a short-term rally here? Perhaps yes, but ultimately, maybe it looks something like this where it tries for a short-term rally and then comes down intraday, and then hopefully, for the Bulaw's sake, finds a low somewhere around like 29, give or take, a few bucks from that number, maybe as low as 28.7 or so. Anyways, now that we've gone through that, I did want to once again revisit the HPDR indicator over here, just see if this aligns with what we've been looking at. And yeah, what do you know? If you do see a 4-hour time frame closure below about 29.6, yeah, about 29.6, I would say. At that point, I'd be looking somewhere around upper 28s, most likely, before the next sort of bounce attempt. And then if Bitcoin, if Bitcoin basically fails below 28, that's at the point where there's some more long-term problems. But still, long-term, as of right now, looking at the weekly here, short-term pullback very likely does get picked up. And I do think that this rally probably has one more drive to go coming into May. Anyways, so kind of wrapping up my thoughts on this one. Short-term statistics do show, a little bit of a higher probability of a downside move here, maybe as far down as 28.7-ish, let's say. But higher term time frame still intact as long as Bitcoin's above 28. And I think, and in the short term, I should probably provide an invalidation as well. In this case, it's very, 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 very simple right here. Just using the top side of this current formation, about 31,000 bucks would be the invalidation for this one, meaning that Bitcoin very likely does have, actually, let me just go ahead and check. Let me just see right here. Actually, if that were hit, if Bitcoin were to close above 31,000 bucks, we're probably looking at, a 3 to 5% move to the upside at that point, which let's just see where that would put Bitcoin. 32,000 bucks on the lower end and about 32,500 on the upper end. That seems to work hand in hand yet again with the top side of the Gaussian channel that we do see on the weekly here. Anyways, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. I need to go to get to a doctor's appointment. I need to get some more pills that make my hair not fucking fall out. Otherwise, I'm gonna get another damn hair transplant. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for today. As always, want to be wishing you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.